Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. I'm back here in Montana after a wonderful weekend trip away down in Las Vegas, seeing a couple shows, Rod Stewart, Penn and Teller, eating some great food, doing some shopping and sightseeing, and just having a really good time celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary a little early. Wedding anniversary is actually coming up a little bit later this month. The wife will actually be in South Korea because she's going over to see her family for a couple months this summer. So we celebrated a little early with a fantastic vacation in Vegas. Wanted to talk a little bit about taking a trip to make you more happy. Do you know there are people that study happiness, research happiness? They have happiness experts out there. And I was reading an article by a few of these people. And one of the things that can increase your happiness is take a trip. You know, a study by the researchers at the University of Alabama says that those people that travel 15 to 21 days a year are the happiest. Taking a trip gives you something to look forward to. It gives you a break from the regular activities that you normally are doing. It can give you a fresh perspective on life. So taking a trip can increase your happiness. One study showed that the well-being of your happiness, it rises 15 days before travel and lasts for about a month after the travel. Okay? So taking a trip can increase your happiness. And that's what we're sort of about here, right? We want to enjoy life, be happy, just making sure we do it safely. That's why I try to provide inspiration about travel and safety tips about travel. If you got the newsletter Sunday, had a bunch of both, right? It had some safety tips to help increase the safety when you're traveling, and also just talked about the anniversary and why we were traveling to encourage you to travel and enjoy more as well. You know, another study, I was reading in that article said that frequent travelers are often more satisfied with their lives in general. So traveling can help us on the happiness level, which we all need right now, because the study also talked about how the United States had dropped down in countries as far as the happiness level of the people living in the United States. Lowest that this country has ever been, since they've been doing these studies. And I forget where we dropped down to, but it was somewhere in the 20s, I think it was. So there's over 20 countries, apparently, that the people are happier right now than those in the United States. If you're watching from another country, I hope you're one of those happier countries. And if you're in the United States, I hope we can increase the level of the happiness. And there's a lot of things we can do besides travel that can increase the happiness. The article had 8 different things. One of them was get a pet, which picked up my dog Rocky this morning from where he was at. So I got up early, went and picked him up. Happy to see him again. Pets are a thing that can help your happiness level. But I wanted to focus more on travel today because we had just gotten back from a fantastic trip. And that research sort of holds true. Before the trip, we were getting excited to go see Rod Stewart, Penn and Teller, have some good meals in Vegas and so forth. And, this feeling will stay with us for a while. My wife's going to be on another trip here really soon, going to Korea to see her family. We have another trip planned for the fall to go to Philadelphia to be at the family weekend with my daughter, since she'll be a senior. It'll be the last family weekend at Penn that we can attend. So we're looking forward to that trip. So, just my personal experience holds true with some of this research that I was reading about in the article on happiness. I wanted to share that with you and encourage you to do more that makes you happy. And travel can be one of the things. I'm drinking out of, a mug that has New York and Tokyo and London and Paris. Some places I've been, some places I haven't been yet. But traveling can help your happiness level and just broaden a lot of different things. I really think my daughter traveling all over Asia this summer it has really given her a fresh perspective and expanded her knowledge and maybe empathy and understanding of different cultures and places. And I think that's just one of the best things we can do to understand people better. So I encourage everyone to do some traveling. It'll increase your happiness, increase your worldview, and just go out and have fun and do it safely. Let's say good morning to Thad. Thad said, welcome home. Thank you, Thad. I appreciate that. It is nice to be back with Rocky after a fast and furious trip down there in Vegas. Want to say good morning to Dixon. Dixon says, back to the daily grind. Just spare me the coffee grinds. All right, Dixon, we'll do that. Appreciate you guys showing up and saying hello. And, what do you have after a vacation? Before a vacation, you're working your butt off and you get a ton done. I mean, wasn't it Zig Ziglar who used to say you get more done on the day before a vacation than you get done weeks prior to that? Which is sort of true. And then when you get back, you got to hit it hard to do some catch up. That's what I'll be doing this week. Appreciate everybody that says hello and watches replays, listens to the podcast, whether it's at the website, Apple, Spotify, wherever. If you are on Apple, Spotify, give it a 5-star review, please. Help get those reviews up, get it out to more and more people. Share this around, share the newsletters, help more people find that and get subscribed at enjoylifesafely.com. Good information. Again, not just on traveling safety, but all kinds of safety, all kinds of enjoying life and being exceptional. Go out, make it a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow for a little bit of Warrior Wisdom Wednesday.